Tonight, we bring you the latest on Micah Parsons' social media drama with the Cowboys. But first, Bucci, Jaxson Dart had a scare in today's preseason game.
A little bit, and Mom had some words of advice as well as she was watching the Giants and the Patriots play preseason action. Final preseason games for the two teams. Giants open up at Washington 2 weeks from Sunday. Pats home to Raiders 2 weeks from Sunday. Here's Dart. He's looked really good this preseason, keeping his eyes down the field. Gunnar Olszewski here. That's a 50-yard completion in the end. Into the red zone 3 plays later. Greg Dulcich takes the dart. From Jackson, Malik Neighbors loving it. Full support. The Giants, all 3 quarterbacks threw it all around on these Patriots who seem to lack some depth this year again. Dart going for a run and whoa! Gets hit hard. You see his helmet hit the turf a bit on the tackle. The ref is going to look at him. Watch it right here. He can't brace himself as his arms are pinned. Brian Daboll saying, dude, we got to slide. He's under the tent. Listen to Mom. Jameis Winston came in the game for Dart, and that's a nice touchdown pass right there. Getting the job done. Russell Wilson, he did not see action. But the 3 Giant quarterbacks who did played very well. Tommy DeVito, 17-20, but the concern was Dart. Like, man, what am I doing? So this is it. Dart, this preseason, let's break it down. 12 drives, 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals, 4 punts, and 1 interception thrown by Russell Wilson.
Staying here with some preseason football, Steelers-Panthers now. Jalen Ramsey making his first start as a Steeler. There he is. Panthers with the 1st and 20 here. Trevor Etienne. Keep an eye on him. Gets the handoff. Gets hit in the backfield by Jalen Ramsey. However, Ramsey keeps driving Etienne back well after the whistle. A flag is thrown. Unnecessary roughness on Ramsey. He's playing hard to prove himself in his first year with the Steelers. How about Mason Rudolph? Those passes picked off by rookie Lathan Ransom out of Ohio State. Ransom with the handsome play returns it for 16 yards, showing this is where I belong. Off the turnover, though. Jack Plummer, avoiding the sack, escapes the pocket, throws to the end zone, but the pass is intercepted by James Pierre. But look at Derek Harmon. Steelers' first-round draft pick on the defensive line in the backfield gets rolled up, stays down there, be carted off and ruled out with a sprained knee per Mike Tomlin post-game, saying his injury is still being evaluated. Bryce Perkins, though, back to pass, but Y.A. Black comes in and gets the sack for a loss of 8 yards. Black again! And he bobbled around before Steelers eventually come up with it. Steelers go on to win 19-10. Gucci?
Damien Woody was a first-round pick, played 12 years in the league, and is a Super Bowl champ. And speaking of Super Bowl champs, Aaron Rodgers. He won 1 with the Packers against the Steelers, now in Pittsburgh. Damien, what do the Steelers need to do around Rodgers, not just to make the postseason, but maybe win a playoff game?
Yeah, Bucci, I think the biggest position I'm watching is the offensive line. They've invested a lot of young talent in that group, and that group is young. And I think it was, a big deal. Those guys play a lot of snaps this preseason because I think if they'll go as far as this offensive line will go, we know that Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. He doesn't move like he once did. And I think the offensive line has to be able to create those running lanes and protect Aaron Rodgers, because you don't want your 41-year-old quarterback running for his life back there. If that offensive line can play together, this Pittsburgh Steelers team can have a chance to make some noise in the postseason. And they open up the season at the Jets. That's juicy. From the vet to the rook, some positive flashes shown from Jaxson Dart against New England. Pats seem like they have a lot of holes to plug. All 3 Giant quarterbacks had success. But, Damien, overall with Dart, what have you seen from the Ole Miss product overall this preseason? Well, first of all, Jaxson Dart's aura is just big, strong right now. Like, it just seems like nothing is too big. The lights aren't too bright for Jaxson Dart. And we've seen an array of talent that we've seen from this young man. His athletic ability, his arm talent, the way he's able to throw the ball in tight spaces. Like, that's what you want to see. But, Bucci, the biggest thing that I was really watching for was how do his teammates react to him. And those guys just seem so excited so excited as far as his success, and when he makes big plays out there, that's a big telltale sign. Like, these guys are really bought into Jaxson Dart. Look, I don't know how long Russell Wilson's going to be the starter, but man, like, Jaxson Dart's looking like the real deal right now.
That's a good point. Teammates know how important the position is, and when they got a guy they think might be the guy, they're pretty pumped. Damien Woody.
Someone who's still a little bit upset because Micah Parsons still has no new contract. He also doesn't have Cowboys references in his social media. Parsons removed the profile picture in his X account that showed him in a Dallas Cowboys uniform. He also took the team's name out of his bio. Now the bio says, quote, Penn State 2021 TBD. Jerry Jones spoke about the negotiations earlier today.
I have agreed to give more money than has ever been given in terms of guaranteed money than anyone ever has as far as a defensive player. I've done that. Now, I am the cat that writes the check. Okay? Now, Mike has got 3 years with the Cowboys left. He's got 3 years. At some point, somebody has to have the say over the other. When we wanted to send the details to the agent told us to stick it up our ass.
Wait, now see, I was
just so you're clear.
Wait. What do you mean? So wait.
Well,
what do you mean? Because people are going to ask.
Mike and I talked. Mike and I talked, and then we were going to send it over to the agent. And we had our agreements on term, amount, guarantees, everything. We were going to send it over to the agent, and the agent said, "Don't bother, because we've got all that to negotiate."
It's developing news from the Cowboys changes minute to minute. Luckily, we have our Damien Woody back with us. Damien, what statement is Micah Parsons making by removing the Cowboys from his social media?
Well, I think it just goes to show you where the state of the relationship between Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. We know this has been a very contentious negotiation, and Jerry Jones has talked about that quote-unquote handshake deal or something to that effect between him and Michael Parsons, and obviously trying to navigate around the agent here. But clearly the player and Michael Parsons is like, this thing is headed in totally wrong direction, and this is one of the ways that players tend to show signs that there's trouble in paradise by removing things from their social media and moving in a different direction.
Yeah, and it's interesting nowadays, the kind of messages that can be sent on social media. We know Micah Parsons is very vocal, but in this case, he hasn't been as vocal, but making this kind of statement on his social media. Damon, obviously the Cowboys fans aren't happy to see the saga getting to this point. So who is more to blame for it getting this far in the preseason?
Yeah, for me, it's Jerry Jones. Like, this should be an easy negotiation. You're talking about a guy who's 25, 26 years old, and that's entering the prime of his career, one of the best players that we have in the National Football League. All you got to do is look at the highest paid players at his position and add $1 to that. Like, this thing should not be a big deal. We've heard Jerry Jones talk about how he, had a handshake deal to acquire the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm sorry, this is 2025. There's no way that you can circumvent the agent and one of the best agents in David Mulugeta and try to get a deal done with Michael Parsons. And so I'm looking squarely at Jerry Jones like, how this thing is supposed to go. And now we find ourselves in this situation right now.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that it happens. We saw that with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and now it's extending here with Micah Parsons. Seems like the only way that Jerry Jones could point at himself is if we put a mirror in front of the Cowboys owner. Damien, thank you so much.
Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, a 100% participant in practice this week in his return from a back injury on Monday. He practiced for the first time during training camp after aggravating a disc in his back during the offseason. Lindsey Theory with the report from Rams camp.
After participating in a 1-hour, 15-minute practice Thursday, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford spoke with reporters for the first time in training camp. Stafford was guarded in how much he would reveal about the nagging back issue that's kept him sidelined until this week. But there were a few key takeaways. Stafford tells me the back issue came about when he was training, saying it wasn't one thing where he knew right away, but that it just kind of crept up on him. Right now, he's taking it day by day because he's not always certain how he will feel when he wakes up, saying sometimes it feels better than others.
As far as what I've done, everything under the sun, I feel like. Obviously, our guys here have a great program, doing everything we can to try and get to feeling as good as I can. Done that, and just really everything I could possibly do. Done a ton of research, just trying to help myself out, and good thing is I feel pretty good the last couple of days out there practicing. Was able to do even a little bit more than I thought I was going to be able to do the first day, and then just been trying to stack days. Backs are sometimes interesting things. It's not, cut and dry what's what and how you're going to feel. So I really appreciate, our team and our head coach and everybody taking a day-to-day approach with me, doing everything they can to try and help me out.
Stafford will not travel to Cleveland on Friday for the Rams preseason finale. When asked if he would be ready to play Week 1, Stafford said, "I'm not going to answer those questions," reiterating that it's probably a day-to-day thing. With the Rams, Lindsay Theory, ESPN.
Matthew has wonderful teeth, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league down the stretch and into the postseason after what was a very rocky start. Stafford will enter the season 10th all-time in both passing yards and touchdowns. Future Hall of Famer.